Hola. Tonight I'm going to give you the tools to learn a practical way to apply makeup that's easy, okay? So you'll increase your shine from within while giving self-confidence to shine on the outside as well, okay? So what is true beauty, you ask yourself? Well, everyone's definition of true beauty will differ because we are all unique. But I think one thing that we can all agree on is that when it comes to makeup, our faces are the beauty. So what we want to do when we're doing makeup is we want to highlight the features on our face that are beautiful, okay, because that brings out the beauty from within. Makeup should be there to sculpt and contour, so that's what we're going to be doing today. Okay, so tonight my aim is to help you to develop your own style that suits your face, all right? To help you, and also to help you with your customers so that you can go there and feel more confident in yourself when you're helping them with makeup as well. So, because sometimes when it comes to working with a face that's got nothing on it, a blank canvas, we get a little bit nervous and we think, oh my goodness, this is too overwhelming. So we're going to chunk it down so that it's easier for everyone, all right, for tonight. And then what happens after tonight is you've got to practice. Okay, so practice makes perfect. And of course, not every look is going to be perfect for every single person. So when you're working with people, you need to have conversations with them and ask them, what would you normally wear, especially if you're working with somebody that has got no makeup on their face at all ever, and you're trying to introduce colour to them for the first time. You wouldn't be going and putting a dramatic look on them straight away because they're going to be horrified. All right, so you've got to talk to people and work with them, but working with yourself too tonight, all right? So colour is about having some fun, all right? So we're all going to have some fun tonight, except for the ones that aren't participating. But you can still have some fun, okay? Because putting makeup on is really, it's not rocket science, okay? So, and there are no rules when it comes to makeup, just your imagination, all right? So we're going to have some fun and we're going to get going. So let's start with our wardrobe, okay? Because not everyone has got the same skin tone. We've got an ivory beige and a bronze skin tone, but we also have an undertone, and that's different to your skin tone, all right? So what's underneath, and it's what you were born with, and it never changes, all right? So each one of us has a set of colors that's perfect for our skin tone. So here are some tips. Do we all know what our skin tone is? I'm going to go through it with you now. To find your undertone, the easiest test is with your foundation test. All right, now here's one I prepared earlier. You can go along with me if you like. But on my left arm, I have got some foundation. All right, and I'm hoping you can see it. It's just here. All right. Now you do this on your face, and I can do this on my face, but I've actually got a clean face and I don't want to muck it up. So normally if I'm working with someone, I would put it on their face first, and then we would wash our face and we would start from scratch again, because you want to make sure that they have got the right foundation color before you do the washing of the face. Otherwise, you've got to start all over again if it's the wrong color, which is okay, but sometimes you don't have the time. So on this arm, I have got the Perfecting Foundation, all right? And the way we do it to find our undertone is we put on different shades of foundation so that you can actually see. And I'm going to try and come really close here so you can see. All right. So the one at the top is the Bare N. The one in the middle is the neutral. And the one down the bottom is what color? That's the lightest one. Can't remember what color it is now. Where's my book? Hang on a minute. The vanilla C. So if you have a look there, you can see how they've blended into my skin. And that's what you're looking for, to see whether you've got a pink undertone or a blue undertone or a yellow, all right, with your skin tone. That's the first step. On this arm, I have put our beautiful Flawless Air foundation. And I've only done 2 on this arm. They're actually blended in quite well, both of them. Oh, here we go, over here. So I have put the beige down here and I have put the cream up there. So you can really, they both blend pretty well, but I think the cream is better. All right. So if you've got a foundation and you're not sure what undertone you are, that's the best way to do it. All right. So you put a dab of foundation on your cheek and then a little bit onto your neck, because under the neck, it's darker under there. So you don't want to have a darker color on here because it's going to be way dark under here. All right. Then you want to blend it in and see whether you are a pink or a yellow. Okay. Any questions, just unmute yourself and ask away. All right. All right. So why do we want to know what the undertone, oh, sorry about it. Why do we want to know what undertone of our skin is? Because if you have a pink undertone, then you are generally a cool person. If you have a yellow undertone, you are a warm. All right. And then, of course, we get into the seasons and then that becomes more complex. But I'm going to talk to you just a little briefly on that. But another test you can do to find out is have a look at the jewelry that people are wearing. Does gold sit better on their skin or silver? Okay, so are you a gold girl or are you a silver girl? All right, so that's
I like gold, but I'm really more of a silver person. The one that suits me best. But sometimes I wear both.
Thanks. Okay, so there we go. So these are easy to do when you're working with people because you don't need to have other bits and pieces with you. You'll have your foundation and you'll see that they're wearing their jewelry. All right, so that's easy. So if you're a cool person, it means you're either a summer or a winter. And if you are a warm, then you would be a spring or an autumn. Okay, easy. And why do we want to know this? Because if you're wearing the right lipstick shade, it will make your eyes pop, it will make your teeth look brighter, and it will really give you a lovely glow. If you're wearing the wrong color, you could always look sickly. People will go, oh my goodness, are you all right? What's going on? You go, nothing, I'm fine. But you look sickly, all right? So that's why we need to make sure that we've got the right color on for our undertone, all right? We have a color wheel that was developed in the 1920s, and it was discovered then that different colors complement different people's skin. So that's why we want to do this with people. And I know that way back when, I'm not sure when, but Nutrimetics actually had this fantastic color chart that when you worked with people, and I really wish they would bring it back out. So I'm going to have to speak to Jane about this. And Julie, Janice, you guys, even Christine, you guys might have this. Tracy, you probably got this as well. And it's a lovely chart that when you're working with people, if you want business wear or you want evening wear, it actually has a chart that can determine whether you are a cool or a warm, but then it actually has products that you can actually wear in our range that fit into that spectrum for you. So you don't even have to think about it. Have you got it there, Tracy? So you can unmute and chat with me.
I was looking, but I got the new catalog instead.
Yes, well, see, I've got the new catalog as well too, because this is another great tool that you can use with people to find out whether they are a cool or a warm. Okay, so that's what we're doing next. So the way you work this is if you've got the cool undertones, you put them up under your skin, right? Put them up under here, up near your face. Now, things you don't want to see are dark circles under the eyes, fine lines more pronounced, and your skin looks a bit yellow or sallow looking. Okay, you don't want to have looks like that. If you're having a look like that with this under there, that's not your color. All right. When you put this color under here, the cools, you want to have, if you are a cool, you want to make sure that your skin looks bright and glowing. All right. And all your fine lines and everything look a little bit less. When you turn it over to the other side, this is the warm cheek. And then you'll see your skin looking either worse or better. So you don't want to look sallow looking. You want to look bright. You want your fine lines, you want to be diminished a little bit more, and everything's looking better. Okay, so this is a great tool to have when you go to appointments because it helps you help other people. You don't have to have too much more than that. All right. So there we go. Why do we want to know these things? Because when we go out the door, we want to look spot on and 100% every time, don't we? And you make an impression after 7 seconds when you first meet somebody. So why not take a little bit of effort and, you know, really go those little extra miles to make sure you look 100%. Okay, so next. This also helps when you're doing your eyeshadows as well, because if we look at the color wheel, we have the warm side and the cool side. All right. So do we all know what our undertone is? That's my next question. Have we all worked that out? Do we need to put some foundation on and have a look? We're going to get started right now. Does anyone have any questions before we get started? No? Everyone's good? Great. All right. So doing a makeover is easy and lots of fun. Starting off with your blurring primer, okay? Blurring primer is fantastic. It gives a photo perfect skin in one easy step. Now, where's my brush? Goodness gracious, I was just about to plonk it on my finger. You can use the back of your hand as a palette if you want to and just plonk a little bit, not too much, okay? Everyone's going to go, oh, Jay, you're using so much stuff. Just a little plonk, all right? Tiny little bit. Probably too much. I might even put a bit more on in a minute, but we'll see how we go. All right, glasses coming off. So there we go. And now I can't see a thing. So putting it on your brush and just blurring primer is fantastic. It extends the wear of your foundation, gets into all your fine lines. I actually call it polyfiller for the face, and really smooths everything out. It gets into your pores, minimizes those. And you can see I've got a little bit of redness going on here, age spot going over there. Goodness gracious, dark circles under my eyes. It's all going on for me tonight, but we'll see how we can get rid of those. All right, and blend out under the chin. Done. Perfect. Next. Oh, so this takes away the shine as well, and it helps to extend the wear of your makeup and your foundation. Next step is the foundation, of course. We want to put our foundation on next. So what am I going to do? I'm going to do a little bit of both for you tonight. And I'm not going out anywhere after this, which is really good. And in our brochure, we have got our fantastic perfecting foundation. And we also have our beautiful flawless hair. So one on one side, one on the other. So you can see, you can do this with other people as well, because what it will do is it will give them a feel of the product. When you're out there doing appointments with people, you want them to, you know, sometimes you might, if we've got a couple going on in the brochures, you want them to try a few of them because sometimes they might prefer one over the other. And if you're only sticking to one, they miss out and then they might not order anything. So it does help if you can help people by doing this as well. So the NC Perfecting Oil-Free Foundation is my favorite because I've got a combination skin. So that's one that I do like. It's great for everyday wear, medium coverage, and it's great for all skin types. This is my own personal one, so it's a bit grubby. And here we go. I'm going to pop it on my left side. So you just want to pop it all everywhere. You're following along with me.
Sorry, Jay, what colour is yours, darling?
Mine is the nude.
Oh, okay.
Okay, that's the one I decided to go with. It was the one in the middle that I felt blended better in with my skin on this one. All right.
Okay.
So here we go. And please tell me if this isn't looking any good. All right. So we're going to pop some of this on. I'm going to do the concealer. Now we've actually got this beautiful green correcting pen, which is great to take redness out of the skin. And if I had that, I would have put that on first. All right. That's the one that goes underneath.
It's on its way, evidently.
Yes, I know. I'm very happy with that.
Yeah.
I mean, some people put concealer on underneath, and that's fine if you like that. But I tend not to, and I tend not to teach that because when you're putting your foundation on, if you're a little bit rough, not that you should be, but some people, when you're smudging it all around, they tend to smudge the concealer and then it ends up in the wrong spot. So that's not good. So the NC Perfecting has got hyaluronic acid and green bean extract, which is fantastic. It gives you 8 hours long wearing and glow boosting foundation that won't clog your pores. That's what we want. All right. So do we like that color?
Yeah, it's nice.
Blends in. It settles into the skin once it's on. And then, of course, our beautiful flawless hair. And of course, mine's cream.
What color did you just use, Jay, on that side?
I just used the Bare End Natural in the Perfecting, all right? And then I'm going to just drop a little bit of this onto my, because you don't need a lot, especially when you like, just don't need too much of it. Oh, hang on a minute. I might need a bit more than that. Okay, let's try this and not too much. Okay, just a little bit. Got to make sure you have the correct tools as well, because it really helps. So now we're going to put the cream on.
Don't do that.
And see what that looks like. Then I'll talk to you about that in a minute. Always make sure, I always start with the forehead and work my way down. And always blending out to the hairline. And if you need, if you've got your hair up, do your ears as well, because you don't want to have different color ears. That might look silly.
I never thought of that.
And okay, well, you need to think about these things.
No.
You do all your ear, like in here.
Yeah, you just do around your ear, you know, like there you go. See, it's all blended now. And around your neck, all right? You've got to make sure you don't miss anything. The worst thing is when you meet people and you can see that blended stuff properly and you go, can I just pull you in the toilet and help you with this? There we go. It's amazing what you can do. Now, if you're going out and you want to bring it down, you can bring it down as well. We've got mineral powder, so I'd probably go with a mineral powder because mineral powder is a little bit, like I really love our mineral powder because it just doesn't move. It's fantastic when you put it on. So there we go. I've got the flawless hair on the other side. I'm going to talk to you about that now because I do love both of these. Depending on what's happening in the day, will depend on how much I put on of each one. So there you go. That's the flawless hair. Does that look all right?
It does. Looks very nice.
So this has got a 15 SPF in it, so it's great for every day. It gives you a seamless coverage and firming benefits in one. So it's light and you can build upon it. So if you want to let that settle for a minute and then put another foundation, another layer of it over the top, go right ahead because it's a medium coverage. So it's like a serum, but it's so beautiful. You can actually put another layer on if you need to. If you feel that it's not giving you enough coverage or it's not, you know, some people want to feel it a bit more. It's infused with microalgae, which helps to firm the skin as well. So it's fantastic. All right. And then that's our foundation done, finished. All right, done. 2 great products in the book. And of course, it says that the Perfecting is great for if you're on a Zoom. So there you go. We're on a Zoom tonight. We've got half and half. Now, have a look at these beautiful things, our beautiful concealers. I'm sure we've all got our pre-packs and we've been playing around with these. So this is great. I actually put 3 of the colours on, which is fabulous. And these little ones I prepared earlier with water. So they're going to be helping me out next, having a bit of a play. So what have we got here? These have got 10 hours of complete coverage. They're antioxidant rich to lock in the moisture and have a weightless ultra creamy formula with a soft, flexible applicator wand. So these are ones I prepared earlier. So here we go, taking off our glasses again, because obviously you can't put concealer around under your eyes with glasses on. So I put it here in the corner. Now you can dot this on, or you can swipe it. You know, some people actually come right down here in a V and do all this crazy stuff. I'm doing the painted look first. So that's the first one, and that colour was the ivory, neutral ivory. Okay, so that's, you always want to have a lighter concealer when you're trying to cover things over, because you don't want it darker than your foundation, otherwise it's really going to stand out a little bit.
Okay.
The next one I'm putting on is the neutral nude. Okay, so this is a lovely one too, a little bit darker. I haven't done anything yet. You can see I've just left it on my face for a moment. That's so it can oxidize with the skin, all right?
Oh, okay.
So then I'm going to put this one over my lovely age spot.
Have you only got one spot?
Yes.
Sorry, you only have one age spot. That's lovely. I love it.
Doing well.
Not too bad, but see, like, that came from when I was a little girl, when I was in
Yeah.
in the sun too much with no sun protection. Coming over from England,
No.
my family had no clue about sun protection, and we had a pool at the back. We all went swimming morning, noon and night, and I became like a little lobster. Now this last one, the neutral sand, I'm using as a contouring, all right? So I'm just putting it on now because we're at this step, and then I'm going to follow it along with some bronzer later. So I'm going to put it just here and here for now, all right? Probably a bit close there, but that's okay, all right? Then we're going to blend it all out just because I'm having some fun with it, and that's what you can do with makeup. You can have some fun. So then you want to grab your little sponges and have a play with them, all right? So I'll use that flat brush to do something else, and then you're just going to blend it all in, all right? Better to use sponges than your fingers. If you're going to use your fingers, you really want around the eye area, especially, because we learned all about why our delicate eye area needs special attention last week with Jill. Using a sponge is great because you're not putting too much pressure on your face, all right? And of course, I'm coming up under the brow there as well, just because I want to finish that off nicely. You can
Which sponges would you use for which bit? Because they've all got little different bits.
I'm using the little pink one at the pointed end. There we go. The little pink one at the pointed end first. And it's round all over when you, like, it's great because you can actually use the base of it as well to blend it all in. See, that looks pretty good. And then we do the other one, all right? I would even go far as to use the purple one. Maybe I'd use that around my nose probably, but anything with a point on the end so that you can get right into the nooks and crannies that you need to. You could probably even use, no, the pink one's definitely better for the eye area, I reckon. But I mean, you can have a play around with it and just find out which one you like best. So then we'll go with the orange one here. Perfect. Probably a bit too much on there, but that's okay because we're just playing tonight. It's all about playing around. I didn't put any around my lips, which I could have done, but I didn't need to, I don't think. And then just blending this out. See, once you've let it sit on the skin and it's oxidized, it's much easier to blend in. You don't have to muck around with it too much. And there we go. That doesn't look like it's done much at the moment, but you can definitely see it sitting there just a little bit on the skin. Once we've done our bronzer and finished off, it will look much better. All right? Happy?
Yep.
Yep.
Okie doke. So you can get one of those with your foundation for a special price of $42.90 for the perfecting, and the other one is $52.90 with the flawless hair. So how great is that? Fantastic, I reckon. Okay, so we've done that. Now I start from the top and work my way down. So the next thing I'm going to be looking at are the brows. All right, so we have a beautiful NC brow definer. And we all know how fabulous this is with our brush. Lid's going everywhere. So what we're going to do is we're going to brush our brows up to get a nice shape first. And then come back and do across. That gets rid of any loose hairs, because, yep, believe it or not, we do have some on our eyebrows as well. And then with our beautiful tip, we can just wind up a little bit of it. That's showing you the right angle.
Yep.
And I've got ash blonde, all right? So then we just want to draw little strokes across. Now, how do you know where to start? You put your brow pencil right there. That's where you should start it. Okay, if your brows aren't there, you need to draw them in. And this is great to draw it in because it acts like a powder. You know, it fills it in like a powder, which is great. Right up to the arch. Where does the arch go?
It's absolutely beautiful. Those eyebrow, they're just amazing how good they are.
Great, aren't they?
The eyebrow, yeah,
So
they're the best. Seriously, yeah.
that's where your highest point of your brow should be, going through your eye like that, which is there. And then the end of it is there, all right? And no eyebrows are going to be the same on either side. So you have to have a play around with them a little bit. And there we go. Brow done. You can see the difference, can't you?
Mm. Yeah,
All right?
so good. It really defines. I was really impressed with them, how good they are.
Oh, it's just fantastic.
Mm.
Little pencil strokes. You can actually, if you get close enough to a mirror, you can actually see the way your hair falls.
Mm.
And you can actually follow the brush strokes down, so it's actually better. And of course, making sure you finish at the right point as well. So when you put your eye makeup on, that line that we've done there, you don't want to go anywhere lower than that. I have a terrible problem about going lower than that. So you've always got to clean up afterwards, which is great. That's what this is all about, just learning. Oh, wrong end. There we go. Brows done. Everyone happy and following along?
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay, so that's done. Now we're doing our eyes, okay, because that's the next step. We don't want to put eyeliner on or mascara until we've done our eyeshadow, okay? So I've got the beautiful Lush palette here, and I've also got the matte palette, just in case you want to have a play around with a bit of both of the colours. Yes, Tracy, you've got the matte palette there as well. Okay, so it's nice. You can choose which one you want to go with and have a bit of a play with all these lovely colours, all right? So you need to just pick one as your base colour, and it needs to be the lightest one. Okay, I might do a cream tonight. How about that? So a little bit on your brush, little bit, because you can always build on it. And then you're going to do a wash over your whole eyelid. That's the easiest way to put your makeup on. If you're teaching somebody that's never ever put makeup on, you can stop there and just have one color, or you can just put some lipstick and some mascara on, and you've got a dash out the door look, 5 minutes. You don't have to take a lot of time, and you can even put a little bit of cheek color on if you want to. But for most people every day, they really don't realize how important it is to have a foundation on. And you know, it's very important to let people know that even though they've got their moisturizer on their face, they still should be putting a foundation on over the top, because there's so many elements in the, you know, floating around, particles and things like that, and also the ultraviolet lights and the fluorescent lights that can cause damage to your skin. So if you've got a foundation on, even if you're doing housework at home or gardening and things like that, you should always put a foundation on over anything as your skincare routine, the final step. So just educating people a little bit on those things is important, you know, because so many women don't realize it.
David, with no matter what, would you always prime?
Oh, always, absolutely. And you know, the
Why
primer,
would you prime? Just throwing it out there. Why would you prime when you've already used like your moisturizer and then serums and stuff?
yeah.
Why would you then prime as well?
Okay, the reason I would prime as well, and the reason I do prime every day, is because if you are not a foundation wearer for one, you can put a primer on and it's giving you that extra protection. Okay. But for me, I put a primer on every day because it extends the wear of my foundation. So even if I'm putting a foundation on, I will put a primer on first, even if I'm at home, because I know that it's going to give me more coverage over the day. But the other thing too is that your moisturizers and your serums are doing different things for your skin. So the primer is doing a different thing again. Okay, it's not moisturizing your skin, and it's not going deeper into the skin to give you all those other benefits that your serums do. All right.
So it's more sitting on. In some ways, it's more sitting on top than going like with the serums. They're going under, moisturizers doing.
Yep.
But with the primer, it's another layer. I just wonder, my thought is is it too much on my face? Or is it too much on one's face when you've done,
I don't think so. I definitely don't know that the primer is definitely not giving too much to your skin. Because what's happening is we don't have, like, our products are non-comedogenic, so they don't have any fillers in them, which sit on top of the skin and make your skin feel blocked and clogged and all that sort of stuff. Now, when you're putting makeup on, and people are so aware of it these days, they don't want to have that feeling of fullness. So by putting your primer on, you're actually doing something different for your skin. The moisturizers, like the serums, really penetrate, and we learned that last week with Jill. They really penetrate the layers, and that's why it's, so where was I? Okay, so the moisturizer is doing the moisturizer seals in all the benefits of the serums and things like that, and gives you your moisturization. The primer's not doing that to that extent. It's just filling in all the fine lines, and it's giving you a more buildable for the foundation to sit on. So you can wear it on its own, but I mean, it's just something that's, I don't know, for me, I would just recommend putting it on every day, the tiniest little bit, because it just really helps to extend the wear of your foundation. But I mean, that's a personal choice as well too, because some people won't do it. They won't see the value in it.
Yeah, that's what I'm just like, I suppose it's that point, being able to explain the value to somebody of using each product, rather than someone go, well, why would I prime? I suppose I'm playing devil's advocate in one way of going, well, hang on, I've just done my facial and now I've got moisturizer on and I've got this on. It's just one more thing, just wanted know what to say.
Do you know what I would do in that case? I would give them one little bit of primer and get them to put it on one side of their face and not the other.
So similar like you did with one or the other.
Yeah, with the foundation. And then I would get them to put the one foundation over the whole face. And I would get them to have a good look in the mirror and say, that's why I would put a primer on every day.
Okay, it's a great idea.
Because
thank you.
Foundation actually sits so much better on your skin when you do a primer.
Yep.
And it's just got so many other benefits to it.
Cool.
As well. Yeah.
And will your foundation last longer by having the primer, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. It does.
Yeah.
It helps. It's like when we get to our lipstick, when you put your lipstick on, if you put a lip liner on first, it helps your lipstick wear longer. So it's like doing the same thing for your face with your foundation. It actually helps to extend the wear of your foundation, which is what I said at the beginning, why I put it on every day, because it helps my foundation stay on longer throughout the day. Yep. Excellent. So we're ready to get on to our next colour. We're mid-tone next. And I'm swapping palettes. Okay, I'm going with the Lust palette now to do my mid-tone, which is lots of fun. What am I going to do? I think I might go with number 3. Don't want it too dark. You don't want it too dark, all right? Now, if you're going out for dramatic eye, you can actually build upon this as well, like you can with your foundation. You can put more on. I just put it, for me, in the crease and bring it down to the eye just a little bit, so it's not going too crazy. I'm keeping the outside for my darker colour, all right? My accent. Everyone having
what did you call it, Julie? What did you call it? Sideways V. The sideways V.
The sideways V. Don't we love that sideways V? How easy was it
it's the
to invent the sideways V? So great. So great. So obviously you can get into a lot more detail with your eye shape and all that sort of stuff. But the main thing is when you've got your eye open, you want to be able to see a little bit of your colour. So the higher you come up on the crease, the better you're going to see it. You don't want to come too high up, otherwise, goodness gracious, you can look like a clown. We don't want that either. All right, so I'm going to put the bronze colour on next as my accent colour. So I'm switching the brush around. I went from that end to that end, and I'm going to put some of that on with my, not pink tonight because I'm wearing orange. All right, so we're going to do the sideways V. Sideways V, or you can do a C. Okay, so either, whichever one you want to do. So what we're looking at is not coming past this line. All right, so we want to make sure if we're starting from here that we come up and follow the line of the brow, and then we come across over here. All right, this is very, very defined. I just want to show you really easy. Of course, I've got so much hood going on there, but when I actually open my eye, you can see at the corner, like you can see it. All right, can we all see that? Yep. And then we're going to do the other one over here, following that line again, so we don't go past it, and then across. One eye always gets better than the other. Don't you find that when you're doing your eyes? Yeah. You always have one eye over the other one. The right one always goes better for me. And then you just got to try and blend it out. That's where the fun comes into it, because you just have to keep blending. That's where the fun is, all right? Blending with nothing on the brush is easy, because you just want to make sure you bring it all together. You can always come back over with one of the highlight colors afterwards. If you're noticing, I'm always working from the outside in. Always working from the outside in. If you go the other way, you're going to end up pulling this skin down over time and end up with a very wonky looking face. All right, you want to lift the skin up. Gravity is pulling it down all the time for us anyway. So we want to try and work away from gravity, all right? So there we go. And these colors are so easy to work with. The pigments are great. They last on your face. You can put some primer on your eyes as well, which will help to extend the wear of your eye makeup as well. And you can even actually, if you really want to, go a little bit wet with them and it will make them more vivid, all right? Just another little tip, all right? And then we're going to come back over with a wash of highlight to just blend it all out together. I'm not doing it too dark. Obviously, the more, you can play around with it yourself. It's actually very light on, isn't it? Probably need to go a little bit darker. I don't want to take too much time up. What time will we about?
You're right, keep going, it's good. You're doing well, yeah.
Okay, thanks, Jill. So there we go. We're just mucking around a little bit. This is what you can do with makeup. You can have all sorts of fun with it. And it's okay. It doesn't matter. Just keep playing around until you're happy with the look that you want to go with. I get a bit carried away at this point and I end up putting it gets too far down. We'll fix that in a minute. Don't worry. It's all good. That's the great thing with people and working with people and helping them. You can always fix it up later.
So, Jay, do you do like the less is best? You start with less and then add is that a better way to go, or do you do like? Yeah.
I always start with less is best, and I always stop in the middle of it and put the mirror and say, have a look and tell me what you think. Because when you're working with people, they need to be comfortable with what they're looking at. If you put too much on to start with and they look at it and go, oh, and see, like I haven't finished yet because I've still got to put my eyeliner on and mascara. And when you've got a big bold eye and they're looking at you going, I don't normally look like this. And okay, they're not even dressed. They might even have like a white t-shirt on or something, or their dressing gown on or something like that. You say, it's okay. It might look a little bit, but you could always add a little bit more. If you go light on and they look at it and go, oh, well, I was expecting, and then you can say, I can add a bit more, It's just easy to work with people that way. Now you can actually, you can do two things here. You can actually put some of your, if you want to have a smoky eye going on, you can actually, I've got the angle brush because that's actually a better one to use. Sorry, I've got to come down to the camera. The angle brush, which is good. And you can actually put it on, or you can put your eyeliner on first, and then you can actually get the smokiness happening with the color afterwards. All right. So don't think if you put your eyeliner on, the smoky eye is forgotten, because you can always add that on afterwards. All right. So we have our beautiful eyeliners and glasses. I just want to share with you a few tips. We've got four eyeliner colors in our range. And what I would do is, if you were cool, I would be recommending you go with the jet or the midnight. And if you are a warm, I would suggest mahogany or charcoal. All right. You don't want to be wearing the wrong color as well. Like if you're wearing the browns, you don't want to put blue on underneath. Okay. So you really have to be careful with what colors you're using. And I'm sure if you had to play around with them, you would really like for an ivory skin, I always go with a lighter color anyway. So I always would go with the charcoal or the mahogany, which is what I'm using tonight. And because I think it looks softer on your eye than using a black on an ivory skin. All right. But I mean, some people only like wearing black. So if they're really, I have to have black, let them have black. You can always maybe do one eye black and one eye the color that you want, and then let them choose so they can actually see the difference, because people don't know what they don't know. All right. Now, when I put eyeliner on, I don't pull this down and go in the water area. I just don't do that. I learned a long time ago that it's, and like Jill was saying, people put eye products too close to their eyes and they end up having to go and get it scraped out, and it's all sorts of horrible. So that's why I don't do that with my eyeliner either. So I basically start from the corner, always working in as I do again, and just follow under the lash line. Because when you put your mascara on afterwards, you want it all to look like one product, not, oh, there's your eyeliner and here comes your mascara. Okay. So pencil strokes, doing small ones. I'm not really very good with liquid, I have to tell you. But if I was doing a liquid, I wouldn't put it underneath the eye either. I would only put it on top. Okay. Because you can really end up making a huge mess if you're putting liquid eyeliner underneath as well. It's just, I've learned that it's not ideal to put liquid eyeliner underneath your eye. Obviously, some people do, and they've got very steady hands. Now, I've stopped before I'm not going right the way in. The reason I'm not going all the way in for me is because I've got a closed set eye. My eyes are very narrow here. So if you're putting eyeliner all the way into your eye, make sure your eyes can take it and your face looks, because you want the eyeliner and the eyebrows and the eye makeup to frame your face and really make them pop. You don't want it to, look like your eyes are smaller than they are. So be careful where you finish. And I do finish where my lashes finish there. I'm going to blend it out so it's not going to look completely ridiculous but that's just me. All right. So, and then I'm going to put a top layer on. So again, I'm starting from the outside and working my way across. And just doing small strokes across. And again, I'm stopping before I get to the end. All right. Is that looking all right? And then doing the other side.
And the great thing with these pencils that they're waterproof. That's the best, one of the best things about them. They're really soft to put on, but waterproof. Yeah, that's so good.
They're great. I have very watery eyes these days. I just have to go outside and they start running. So I'm just grateful that we've got a waterproof eyeliner and a waterproof mascara as well.
Exactly. Exactly.
When you get to these interesting ages, you get all these things going on. It's crazy.
The eyes especially.
I know. So there you go. So that's me done. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to get some smokiness going on here. with, I'm just wondering, should I go with the brown or the smoky one? I might just go with this one because I've got these colours on tonight. Yeah, I'll just do this one. Okay, I'm using the matte palette. Oh, you can see that I'm using the matte palette now. All right. And then I'm just going to go over this and blend it out a little bit just to make it a little bit more smoky for everyone.
I was saying, you look so good, Jay. Where are you going out later?
Oh,
Yeah.
at the lounge room. I've got a date with the lounge room. Actually, Mark and I have got our 21st wedding anniversary tomorrow night. I've actually thought it was tonight.
Oh.
I've already booked something, but it's tomorrow night, so I had a bit of a win.
Oh,
So 21 years we've been married tomorrow.
Oh, congratulations.
Wow.
Yeah, it flies when you're
So
having fun,
Tracy,
eh?
where are you going? Trace, where are you going actually? Look at your makeup. Looking good.
Maybe that way. Lounging.
We go to the lounge, the lounge bar. That's the one, the lounge bar.
The lounge bar.
Yeah, that sounds great.
We'll go off and go to bed.
You can take it off and go to bed. That's it.
No pillowcases that are taken off. No, not really.
No. Oh.
No.
That's when you know you've had a really bad night, I reckon.
That's when I learned about using skincare, when I realised that they don't take your makeup off. It's actually skincare that does that.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. We've all done it once, haven't we?
We
Uh-huh.
have.
Realised how bad. Do you know, I heard something very interesting once about that. Your skin ages 11 days if you don't
Every
take
night.
your makeup off every night that you don't take it off.
Yep.
And I thought,
Wow.
goodness, I don't want that to be me. So there we go. A little bit of smoky eye, not too much.
Oh, that's not good. Yeah.
Thanks. And then we're done. So now what we've got to talk about is mascara. Okay, I've got these two beauties here. We've got the Lash Impact Mascara. I do like this one because it's waterproof. And then we also have the 4-in-1 Ultimate Mascara. Okay, both great. I'm going to do one and one. All right, so you can have a look. Okay, the Lash Impact Mascara is great if you're looking for length. All right, because it's got this beautiful applicator wand that's flexible. You can see that, a little bit flexible. Don't pump your mascara. You're putting air into it. No good. And every 2 months, whether you use it every day or not, get rid of it and get another one. All right, because little bacteria goes into your lashes, into there, and it contaminates it. No good. Okay, it doesn't matter if you use a wand or anything. How many people do you know double dip all the time? I just need another one. No, that's enough. Okay. We've all had them, haven't we? They grab the mascara off you and they're trying to dip it. Stop it.
No.
Contamination. What's that? Oh my goodness. I share my mascara.
A special
with
one just for you is what I'll do. It's like, yeah, this is your
I'll give
wand.
you another one. Here we go.
Yeah. Special one just for you.
So there we go. You've got to have your mouth open when you do this. No
It
tongues
doesn't work
out.
properly.
Mouth open.
Yeah.
Otherwise it doesn't work. Some people go like that. Why, I don't know. But yeah, it's really very nice. I do like this mascara. It's lovely. Oh, God, and there you go. I blinked and now I've made a mess. It's all good. Brushing your teeth. See? Brushing your teeth backwards and forwards and then out. I can clean that up later. That's all right. Okay, so one mascara done. That's our NC perfecting. No, that's not the right one. What is it? Lengthening
Lash
mascara.
Impact.
That's the one.
The lash.
Okay, yes, I've smudged underneath there. All right, so let's show you how I fix the smudges. I just need to get a cotton pad, cotton bud from over here. This one I prepared earlier, cotton bud. Okay, found concealer. Great. This is a lovely little tip. Put a little bit under your smudge, just a little bit. This is preferable to taking it off with our makeup wipes or anything like that, because you're obviously going to have to start all over from scratch with your foundation and everything. So you wipe it like this, and then you get a clean spot and wipe it. Smudge gone. How fantastic is that? All right.
Can I just say, if you don't have a concealer, if you get a very light foundation like the Beauty Veil or one of those, same process, and just roll it, and then it will just the same thing, exactly the same. So if you don't have a concealer, the nice light foundation will do the same thing, but not rubbing, like you said, just exactly.
Right. Yeah. All right. So now we're going to use the 4-in-1 on this side.
So I found these little green one, because it's got a little pointy bit. It's actually really, they're just the right size to get right in there. These little ones.
Oh, very good.
In the point of using a cotton tip, these little babies.
Okay, that's good. Good idea. See, that's what we're here for tonight. Learn some new stuff. See, because they're so new, I've left it on the bench.
Yeah.
There we go. So the 4-in-1 is great because it's smudge proof, flake proof, water resistant. There we go. So there's different on there with the mascara. Okay, it's highly pigmented formula as well with the 4-in-1 mascara, and it's got intense color, all right, and buildable. All right, so if you don't want one, I mean, that's huge, really huge. Do I take my glasses off so you can see better? I think you get a better effect with the glasses on, but never mind. Okay, so that's that. So next we're moving on to the face, all right, because we've done the eyes are done, forget about them now. We've got to do contouring on the face. Remember, we put out a little contour up here, so we've got to continue on with that. So we've got our bronzer, all right, bronzer, got our brush, wherever it is, this one, because I love this brush anyway, so I'm going to use that one. And it doesn't matter if you've got those brushes or these brushes, you can use both. So we've still got them. So a little bit of bronzer, all right? Not too much on the brush. Again, you can build up, all right? Now, where you put your bronzer is just under the cheekbone. You've got your cheekbone here. You want to put it under here, all right? Not down lower past your ear and not past your mouth there, all right? So this line here, you don't go anywhere below that. So I put the concealer here. So we're going to do the same thing with a bronzer, all right? Can you see that? And on the other side. Just following it all the way along. And you can always put a little bit more on, all right? We're going to blend it out later. Now, forehead time, we're going to put a little bit on the forehead. Here, over here, to do some contouring on the forehead. And a little bit here. Not too much, just a little bit. All right, see how the face is starting to look a little bit different once we put some bronzer on. Cheekbones look like they're coming out, and this looks like we've sucked it in. All right, a little bit under the chin if you need to. Some people put it just here. If you've got these lovely little jowl bits here, we're using our product to get rid of those. You can actually put a little bit of bronzer there. Yes. And it does actually give you a little bit more contouring going on there. All right, so bronzer done. Okay, and depending on what face shape you've got, you would put the bronzer still there, but it would depend whether you want, like if you've got a really round face, you want it to look more oval, so you'd put it more that way. All right, if you've got an oval face and you don't want it to be too sharp, you go a little bit more that way. All right, so where your contour goes helps to really define your face. Now we've got some lovely cheek color. I'm using peach tonight, obviously, with the toning, and a little bit on the beautiful brush. And again, cheeks are something that people get scared about. They put so much on that you see them coming down the road before they get there. All right, so we don't want that either. So we've got the apple of our cheek here. Just make sure you don't come too close to the nose. Leave 2 finger space and just work on this bit here. All right, a little bit there and up. So we've got the bronzer, cheek colours going on over the top, above it.
And don't do the fish lips either.
No fish lips going on here. Thanks, Julie.
That's all right.
When you tell people to smile, they're so serious. You go, smile, and there's your cheeks. There's the apple of your cheek, all right? That's what we want to put it on. So there we go. Beautiful. Done. You can put it on a bit darker if you want to, but you really have to have a play around with it, okay? And then, of course, we've got some beautiful highlighting colours going on in our beautiful Lust palette, because we want to make sure that we balance everything out with a bit of highlighting going on as well. So I'm going to use a different brush, no cheek colour on this one, that's the cheek colour one, a new brush, and then we're going to just go like that on those three colours, and we're going to do some highlighting, all right? So across the top of the cheekbone for that, over here, you can do a little bit on the forehead, down the nose. Beautiful. More, less, whatever you want. Because when you get into the light, you'll see it all coming together, all right? And then we want to blend it all out. So we're blending up, not down, all right? Blend, blend, blend. And it makes everything look better when we've blended it. Now, some people on television go round and round, all this sort of stuff, whatever works for you, all right? You can follow them if you want to. Just blending it out is nice, all right? But always making sure you blend up and out, not down, okay? How's that going? Does that look all right?
Beautiful. Very nice.
Right.
Easy. Now, the last thing before we do our, the last thing we do before we put our lipstick on, I would do, is set with setting the filter, the face filter, all right? And mine's so good, I don't even have a lid.
Like my blood.
Yeah, I'm sure we've all got one of those as well, but you know, it comes with a beautiful lid. So anyway, a little bit of this goes on every.
Break your nails, get open.
I know. So when we've finished, what we want to do, and look, if you're on Zoom, you always want to make sure you put a filter on as well, because you don't want all this shiny bits going on. But this is great if you're going to weddings.
Oh, is that feedback, is it, Jay?
Pardon? Always feedback, always.
I always do check, make sure there's no lipstick on my teeth. I think, oh God, after I've done it, I think, oh, I hope it's all right. If I've got lipstick on, I didn't check.
Okay.
Sorry.
It's not, when you put the filter on, it's like putting just a little bit of a powder on all over your face, because what it's doing is it's blending all these lines and everything that we've done away. Okay, it's finished you off. All right, so that's perfect. That's what we want to do. All right, then we have a look in the mirror with the glasses on. Everything looks great. We're happy with everything, and it's all good. So now we want to do our lips, and then we're finished. All right.
Fish lips.
Okay. We've also got our spray, which we're going to do at the end, our setting spray, because we have to finish with setting spray. It's just magical stuff. All right. But the setting powder, the filter powder is great because it takes away the flashback on your face. All right. So it's really important. It takes all the lines off your face and makes it look wonderful. All right. So now we've got the lipstick, and I'm using one of our new lipsticks that comes in the pre-pack. Have you all bought the pre-pack? If you haven't, you must do it, because it's got everything in there and it's so much cheaper than getting it all out of the brochure. Velvet Cocoa I'm wearing tonight, and my lip liner is neutral, okay, buff nude. So doing your lips is easy, all right? I'm coming a bit closer for this. Start with the Cupid's bow in the middle, and I did actually, before we go into anything, I did actually put some of our beautiful lip plumping cream on earlier, all right? So if you haven't done that, you need to put some on now, because it actually helps everything work better. All right, plumps up your lips, helps it all stay on longer, like your primer for your face. All right, everything has got a purpose.
Yeah.
All right, so then you start with your Cupid's bow. I've even sharpened my pencil so it's nice and sharp with our lovely sharpener. Okay, I think they're $5 now. And do little pencil strokes. Now, if you've got a very thin lip, you can actually, once you put your foundation on, you can actually put your lip liner on just over the outside of your lip, and it will really make it fuller, all right? After you've put your lip plumper on, of course. If you've got a really big lip and you want to put it on the inside, just on the inside, you can do that as well, and it will bring it down a bit. And then, of course, no two sides of your lips are the same. So your pencil is there to help make sure that it looks symmetrical, all right? Just a few little tips going forward with that. And I don't really have a huge Cupid bow. Lots of people have a really defined one. So it depends on how much you want to accentuate that as well. All right, and then when you're doing the middle, do this bit first. Hard to do that when you're talking. And then follow it out. And this is where I have a problem, because I've got a little thing on the side of my lip here, which makes it look awful when I put my lipstick on. So I've got to have a play around with that. There we go. And then you colour it in. Okay, done. All right. And then lipstick time. Yay. And of course, if you want to, you can put some gloss on as well. We're nearly done. Home stretch. I do the lipstick the same that I did the lip liner. All right. Start from the middle and work your way out. Just to make sure there's none on the lips. Now, if you've got the wrong color, your lips are going to look yellow. Your teeth are going to look yellow, I should say. You want to make sure that, because we're doing all our colors, that you've put on a lipstick that works with your wardrobe, that you're blending everything, then you look great. All right, so we've got some thumbs up going on there. I'm looking at you very closely, Tracy, there. And of course,
I like it. I like that colour.
And of course, the professional lipsticks are on special in the brochure as well. And Julie and Christine are going to talk about them next week. All right. And then, of course, your setting mist. How beautiful is
You
this?
got your glasses off there, Jay. Not good when you got your glasses.
Oh, you can't do the spraying with glasses on. You really have to get them off. Otherwise, you won't be able to see where you're going. Accidents will happen. It's a trip hazard. It's terrible. Okay, ready? Close your eyes and mouth as well while you're doing this, and don't breathe, all right? Perfect. Whew. And then you let it dry. And that is fantastic because it keeps your makeup set, everything in place all day. It's just magical stuff. Beautiful. Now, I always do this, and I meant to do it properly. I had it written down in my notes and everything. We were going to take a before photo and an after photo, and I forgot. And this is
we just
something
took
I do
a during video.
though.
We've taken our before video and
our before video and after video. So there you go. So we've done that, which is great. But when you're working with people, do try and encourage them to take a before photo and an after photo, because some people need to see that. It's like when we're doing skincare, we generally put it sometimes on the back of their hand, only one, so that when they finished at the end, they can actually go, oh, wow, look at the difference in my skin. And then that helps with your selling of the product, all right? So before and after photo, so they can actually have a look. And it's great because even when you're putting a little bit of makeup on people, they can definitely see a difference in their skin. But you can also actually, when you're working with people, you can take out steps. So if they just want a quick look, you can take out the bronzing and contouring and all that sort of stuff. If they don't want to wear eyeliner or mascara, they don't have to. If you just want to put one eye color on, you can do that. Okay, so it's really easy to work with people using a simple system that they can follow that's not too complicated. Because women at home, there's so many women out there that don't wear any makeup. I think I might have said this at the beginning, and it's because they just don't have a clue what to do. They don't know what to wear. They don't know what foundation shade they are or their skin undertone or anything. So that's where we can get out and help them, and it's not too difficult.